All right, people are still coming in, so I'll give it one more minute. All right, so welcome everyone to the BTM session of Department Days. Now, before we get started, we need you guys to change your name, your Zoom names. If you're a Kai student, then please put in your student ID and name. And if you're not a Kai student, then just put your first name. Student. So today, this session will be about BTM presented by Sharish. Sharish, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi guys, my name is Soresh. I'm from India and I'm a third year student in BTM doing a double major in mechanical engineering.
All right, thank you. So how this session will work is that we'll have the presentation for 30 to 45 minutes, and then afterwards we'll have a 15 minutes Q&A session. If you have any questions for the Q&A, please post them on this link. Go to the Slido link, post your questions there, and if you find a question that's relevant to yours that someone else has already posted, then please upvote that question. And during the Q&A session, I'll read out the most upvoted questions because those will be the most relevant. And if you want to look at the general information about majors, then please go to this link that I'm about to post. All right. Shorish, you have share screen permissions, right?
Yeah.
All right, then can start the presentation.
Thank you. Can you see the screen? And it has stopped working. Wait, I think Zoom is not working for me. I can't share the screen properly.
I can see it on my end.
Yeah, but it does. Okay, now it's working. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just start.
All right.
Welcome to the BTM presentation. As I gave my introduction, my name is Soresh. I'm a third year BTM student doing a double degree in mechanical engineering. This presentation will be quite short, to be honest, because there's not much to talk about BTM, only good things, nothing bad, don't worry. So I'll just dive straight into the reasons why you should join BTM. There are mainly 6 reasons why I chose BTM per se. One of the main reasons is it has a very small community. I remember when I joined BTM in 2019, we had a total of 20 to 30 students. And since it's just 20 to 30 students, everyone knows everyone else. We frequently hold a lot of gatherings, but for the past 1.5 years, everything's been online. But before the pandemic, we had frequent gatherings, we had frequent lunches, we had frequent department days. It's a very thriving community, so that's one good reason to join the BTM department. Another reason is there are a lot of great researches going on. So especially in the business aspect, there are 2 kinds of researches that are going on. One is the human aspect of business. So what's the human psychology of business, the reasons of running business and whatnot. And the other is the technological side of business. For example, having financial models or having business models and researching which is the best for a business. So there are amazing researches going on that you can take part in. BTM is a very easy department to study. Like business in general, I feel is a very easy subject to study. You do not have to stress about it. It's going to be a breeze, especially for KAIST students. There is Edu 4.0. I don't know how many of you have heard about it, but Edu 4.0 is basically Education 4.0, in which classes are held. Half of the classes are held as pre-recorded online videos, and the other half is held in class with discussions. And BTM, I feel, is the best department that holds Edu 4.0 classes, because other departments, it's very difficult to hold pre-recorded lectures. But since business is such a logical subject to study, Edu 4.0 fits right in with the department. Fifth, it's the goals are very easy and achievable. So like when you're studying, I feel like you guys have faced a lot of difficulties while studying or setting goals, what to study, what not to study. In BTM, it's very simple to set goals. It is very simple to achieve them. You can take small steps and get to the bigger picture. It's very simple to handle or manage your time in BTM. Lastly, but this is very important, is that a majority of the classes in BTM will have a lot of cooperative work. So you'll have a lot of group activities, you'll have a lot of group projects, you'll have a lot of presentations, you'll have a lot of end of term presentations, end of term projects. So there is a lot of group activity instead of individual work as compared to other departments. So that, I think, is another very good reason why you guys should join, or someone should consider BTM as one of the departments. Talking about masters, internships, and other stuff, I was talking to one of the professors in BTM, and he has said that KAIST in general, especially the BTM department, has a very good name in the masters community. So there is a lot of international exposure. Plus, if you have the KAIST background, so you'll get a lot of chances to go for masters. There is a Seoul campus as well. So I guess you guys are all from the Daejeon campus. The Seoul campus is mainly for business students, and it's just for masters. So if you want to pursue masters in business, you can consider that. What is another good thing about BTM is that since KAIST is a research institute, the technological aspect is already there. And BTM is also focusing on the amalgamation of business and the technological side together. So that the combination of the two fields is a very good plus point. Everyone considers that to be a superior to either just business or just engineering. So having both of them together in your resume or in your application is a very good booster for masters. For internships, especially in Korea, it's going to be a bit hard for a lot of the international students to get internships, mainly because of the visa problems and because of the language barriers. It will be very difficult to find opportunities outside KAIST, but if you look for it, you'll definitely get it. You can apply straight to the company through their job application portals. There are specific portals. I think KAIST has a job portal as well, where you can segregate which internship you want to get into. Lastly, you have to network a lot, especially in BTM, because it's such a small department as compared to other departments in KAIST. You have to make sure that you have a very good network with professors. You have a very good network with other students. You talk to your seniors. You ask the professors what can be done, or if there are any opportunities outside. So you guys have to make sure that there is a very good network and that you guys have. In terms of labs, most of the professors have their own labs. The professors are very, very welcoming. In fact, they want all the students to join their labs. They want them to do researches with them. So getting into labs is easy. Getting researches is also very easy. In research, you can either do an individual research or a URP, which is a specific research program, or you can just do an apprenticeship under a professor. As I've said, professors are very, very helpful. They're very open to new students coming in. Furthermore, you can do in researches mixing business and mechanical side. I know one of my classmates is looking into doing a research with biotechnology and business. So it's a very open field. Professors are very open-minded. They're very willing to help students. So it's going to be very easy to find researchers in labs. Pros and cons of BTM. One of the biggest pros, I didn't put the header, but the left column is pros and the right one is cons. One of the biggest pros is it's extremely simple as compared to any other department on KAIST. You do not have to study that much. For some courses you do, the mathematically intensive courses you have to study, but it's very easy to get a good grade. It's very easy to understand what's happening in class. It's very easy for you to study as well by yourself. The classes are very interesting. Most of the classes will have a lot of simulations. They'll have a lot of class activities going on. There will be a lot of group activities going on. So the classes in general are very interesting and very fun to be in. All the professors have great English proficiency, especially if you're in mechanical. I have faced it. In mechanical, not a lot of professors are very good in English, but in BTM, everyone speaks English very well. So you won't have any difficulty understanding the lecture notes or understanding the lecture. Or if you want to have a meeting with the professor, the language is not going to be an issue. As I've said, professors are very open-minded. They are down to give you research opportunities. Um, in many cases, in many classes, the professors bring their co-workers, their own professors to classes to give special lectures. So that's a very good opportunity for you to network or you to meet new people. And finally, it's a very good GPA booster. Um, as I've said, the classes are extremely simple. The exams are even more simple. In many cases, it's just multiple choice questions or one-liner answers. You do not have to study or stress that much. Personally, for me, it has been a very good GPA booster in the past. For the cons, the entire department is majorly Korean influenced. In my batch, I think I'm the only international when we had the orientation. So all the communication, all the meetings, all the department days will be held in Korean. Um, some of the classes can be boring because in many of the courses you'll probably find them to be very basic. You'll find them to be very logical, very commonsensical. So you do not have to spend that much time studying as compared to other courses. So in many cases, I have found a lot of classes to be boring. Some of the classes are very time consuming. I remember one class was at a stretch 3 hours long. That was just one class only, but some other classes can go on a bit longer if there are special lectures or if there are projects being discussed. And in many cases, you have to do a lot of reading. So you'll have to read a lot of research papers. You'll have to read a lot of books. You'll have to read different articles to do the assignments. All in all, I think for BTM, you have to read more as compared to other technical courses or departments. Talking about the workload, in my opinion, the entire department or the entire work of a department in this department can be divided into three categories. One is the mathematical work, which includes a lot of mathematical computations. Mainly, it includes using different applications or different languages like MATLAB or Python or Excel, where you will have to design models, where you'll have to design probability sets, you'll have to design different business models and run those simulations. In many cases, for like accounting, you'll have to maintain ledgers, you'll have to maintain books, which are very mathematically intense. Even though they are simple calculations, you'll have to do the calculations a lot. There will be a lot of calculations in them. So some of the courses are mathematically very intensive. And you'll need a lot of statistical knowledge. So I recommend you take a basic intro to statistics course before taking such mathematically intensive courses in BTM. The other is the non-mathematical category, and in it, it's mainly readings. So you'll probably be given a research paper that you'll have to summarize. You'll probably be given an article to read that you'll have to summarize. So basically, the non-mathematical aspect is just summarizing and understanding different readings, so that you develop different paradigms. You'll have different perspectives on the same topic. This is where the readings come in as compared to the other two sections. Finally, there are the projects. So the projects are a mix of mathematics and non-mathematics. In projects, you'll have to design models, you'll have to explain the models, you'll have to run the models. So you need a good mathematical sense and you need good logical sense as well to design those models. But it's very interesting. You'll get a good group. You'll be given great aspects or great research areas to do projects in. So all in all, it's really fun and easy to do the assignments in BTM. Talking about the courses, so this was taken from the BTM website. The department prefers you to take the core BTM core courses, which is mainly the 200 level courses. So that includes marketing, intro to marketing, intro to accounts, intro to finance, all that stuff. In the second, first to build the base, then you go into management basics and intertwine it with the sciences. So you'll have more mathematical courses, you'll have investment, you'll have investment theories, you'll have international finance. So in that you take what you have learned from the BTM course, and then you get into the technical aspect of it. In the third year, it is recommended that you go into the more advanced courses. So all the special lectures, all the guest lectures, all the 400, 500 level courses, you can take it. And then at the end, it is recommended that they should end or look for internships, do a research, do a URP to actually implement all what they have taken. In my opinion, though, you can take any course at any time. Obviously, you need to fill in the requirements or prerequisites for the courses, but regardless of the course level, you can take the courses at any point of time. So in the course number, all of the courses will have a 200, 300, or a 400 level course. You can take any course anytime. It's not difficult to catch up to the basics. It's not difficult to learn. It's going to be very simple. So I have taken 400 level courses in my second year, in my third year, and it's been very simple. It's not been that difficult. So you can take any course at any time as per your liking. Speaking outside of college, there are two main pathways that one can take after graduating through a business department. One is the strategy aspect, which is corporate consulting. Mainly includes corporate consulting. So you have to be good in management, you have to be good in thinking. And the other path is finance, which is trading, building financial models, risk analysis, all that stuff. For strategy, you have to read a lot of case studies. You have to be up to date with your general knowledge, with your business knowledge, with your laws. In finance, you have to be very good in math. You have to learn how to program stuff. You have to learn how to solve problems in real life with mathematical models. BTM will provide you courses for both of these aspects of job, I guess. And you can take intro courses of both of these aspects and see and check which is well suited for you. But apart from these two, I don't think any other pathway will lead to a very fruitful after college life. Like strategy and finance are the main two money earning jobs for a business graduate, unless you go to a master's program or you open a business of your own. Talking about practicality and in real life learning, I remember there was a special question from someone asking whether the particular question was that the person had read about a lot of businessmen, a lot of business people, a lot of entrepreneurs running successful businesses without having a business degree, which is very true. In my opinion, you do not need any basic degree or previous knowledge to start running a business. But if you want to get into the technical jobs, if you want to get into the corporate consulting job, or if you want to get into trading or finance, I would recommend highly to take courses that will at least give you some exposure towards the world. Because if you directly get into those kind of jobs without having any previous knowledge, it's going to be a very steep learning curve, which is why it is highly recommended to take courses if you want to go into that job. Broadly speaking, I do not think you need any knowledge of any field to actually be very great in it. If you have if you actually have the motivation to do well in that field, then I think you will eventually learn the concepts by yourself. You will go out of the way and grasp knowledge from wherever you can. So in retrospect, you do not need learning or you do not need classes because everything is there. It's just whether you go and take it or go and learn or go and read. But just to get a basic understanding of things, I would highly recommend taking courses, or at least dabbling in the intro courses to get an idea of it. Then you can decide whether you want to get into it, whether this is too simple for you, or whether you can do well without learning these courses. Also, there was another question regarding the economics program. The economics program is just a minor program, and I think it's heavily math dependent. So you'll have to do a lot of stat courses. You'll have to do a lot of micro, macro, and international economics, which is heavily mathematically based, mathematically dependent. And yeah, that's it. The economics program is not a separate major. You'll have to choose it for a minor program. Also, one thing that you guys should look for is if you are majoring first in BTM, if BTM is your first major, you cannot take a second minor. The department has set this rule that if you have taken BTM as your first major, you'll have to take the second major you take will have to be a major. It cannot be a minor. So if you guys are planning to do that, then if you guys think that you can manage that, then BTM is great for you. It will not only help you boost your GPA, but it will help you get the knowledge of how you can use what you're learning in KAIST in the real world, or how you can get jobs, or how you can apply different aspects of, suppose, mechanical engineering in developing or solving a problem. So I think this is why BTM should be a very good option for all the freshmen out there. That's it. Thank you for listening. I don't think I kept the 30-minute timeline, but I think I've covered everything about BTM.
Yep, that was a good presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
So yeah, now we have the Q&A session. You covered most of the questions that the people asked, that the participants asked, but just to recap, I'll go over the question. I'll ask the questions again. So the first question is, which courses for BTM can we choose in the first year? And is it recommended to take BTM courses in your first year?
Yeah. You can technically you can take any course, but you need to check the prerequisites of the courses. Certain courses require you to take other courses for you to take that particular course. So if you have not taken those courses, the prerequisite courses, then you will not be able to take that particular course. You can take any course which does not have any prerequisite on your first year. It's very simple. I would actually recommend, if you can, then you should take all the basic courses of BTM in your first year. It's simple. You can do it. And later on, you'll have semesters where you do not have to take courses, because in BTM, there aren't a lot of there aren't a lot of options, or not a lot of courses to pick from, and not in a bad way. But later on, if you finish the basic courses in your first year, then you'll have a lot of free time to focus on internships, or to focus on your second major, or to focus on your own personal projects. So I would actually recommend to, if you can, take at least 1 or 2 courses in your first year.
All right. The next one is just, do you have any more information about the economics minor program?
I was going through the website, the BTM website.
Mm-hmm.
I think, as I've said, I don't know much, but as I said, it's a minor program. I do not think you can take a major. And I think you just need to cover 12 or 24 credits to consider it as a minor. I would recommend you to contact the department directly, because I do not think a lot of people have taken the economics minor. I personally don't know anyone who has taken the economics minor.
All right. Next one is, how difficult is it to double major in BTM and computer science?
If you major, okay, I'll give an example. I had a senior who just graduated last semester. He did a BTM and a mechanical engineering dual degree, but he was initially planning to do to major in industrial engineering as well. So he took courses from 3 departments, but he finished early. So it's very simple to do. If you take courses from BTM, it's going to be very simple. I personally don't know how tough CS is. I don't know CS at all. But a few courses in CS can be very time consuming and very difficult. So I think you should ask people from CS. But BTM courses are very simple to do. If you put in the effort, you can easily complete it. It's a very easy dual degree.
All right. Next one is, can we take BTM as a minor in addition to engineering major? And is it beneficial?
Yeah, you can take a minor. If you take any major apart from BTM, you can take a minor.
No, a
And then
BTM minor, a BTM minor.
yeah, you can take a BTM minor. So if you take a major from any other department, you can take a BTM minor, and it's effective. Yeah, you can take the basic courses, and if you have time, you can take the actual higher level courses.
All right. And the last question we have for now is, do you have to do research if you're majoring in BTM? Double
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. There is. You either have to do either an individual research or a URP. So there's a research credit that you need to cover. And I think you can, if you don't want to do a research, you can exchange it for for internship points. So that you need to talk with the department, because I think the details and the requirements change every semester. But I would actually prefer if you do a research, because if you do research, then you get to know the professor very well, and you develop a better network. So if you do a business major, you do need to do a research, which can be swapped for an internship.
All right, we have a new question. How do the minor and how do the BTM major and minor compare?
The uh, the only difference is the courses that you take. In major, you have to take more courses. Yeah, in major, you have to do the research. You have to do various other things. In minor, you just have to take you have to take fewer courses. The difference is just in the courses, but apart from that, I don't think there is any other difference.
All right. Anyone have any other questions? I'm gonna guess that's a no. So then, thank you for the presentation, Sharish. Thank you everyone else for joining the Department Day BTM session. And yeah, that's the end of it. See you guys.
Thank you guys. Have fun.
Thank you.